And we are live. Hi, everyone. Sinkuti here from Qatartainment. Sorry that we've been a little late. We've been having some problems. As you can see, this is my first live solo podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. And we are also doing it on Instagram, as you can see. Not the fact that you could do it solo is okay here, and it is actually I actually didn't know how much attention people can get from Instagram, but it's all good. It's all good, and today's sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Well, as you can see, Aziz the Hobbit is not here with me today. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, you can see that Aziz the Hobbit is not here with me. So bear with me if you can. We have one for 24 episodes. Otherwise, why are you not here, eh? Well, last couple of days, I was at Comic-Con in Abu Dhabi. And honestly, it was quite amazing. First time I actually went to a Comic-Con. Geekdom is a good Comic-Con on its own, but that one was different on a whole other scale. It's like a better version of IGN. When we had IGN Middle East IGN Middle East, IGN Qatar, back in 2016, or was it 2015? When we had that Comic-Con, it was pretty amazing, honestly, but not as good. I only went to one day of that IGN, and it was okay. The cosplaying was nice, but all the games that were there were already already out on the store, so there was no point in trying anything out, you know? They didn't bring any new games, they just brought new games that just got out. That's how it is. But when I was there in Abu Dhabi for the Comic-Con, it was very... Oh, actually, let me set this up. If you excuse me for a moment. I forgot to set something up. Check if there are any comments on YouTube or whatnot. It's a good thing it's not on the screen, otherwise I'd be blocking some stuff here, but need to connect the iPad. Excuse me. Alright, connected. And split view. Let's open Twitch. Alright. And both channels are simultaneously on, so I can keep track of everyone's comments and whatnot. All right, so as I said, they had a lot of great booths, a lot of cosplayers in particular, a lot of strange ones here and there. You got some cosplayers from Bloodborne. They were extremely heavy on Demon Slayer for some reason. I mean, let's be honest. Demon Slayer is popular, but come on, I'd like to see something else. There were a lot of Tanjiro cosplayers out there back in Comic-Con, and it was pretty nice, but seriously, anything but Tanjiro. It's like, we got this Tanjiro. Oh wait, there's another Tanjiro. Another Tanjiro. Another Tanjiro. Tanjiro. I mean, come on. There are other costumes, right? But they all liked it, and they made it nice. They made it nice. There was also a lot of some video game based ones, like just a minute. Sorry, I had to answer a text. So, back to what I was saying. There were a lot of game-based cosplay in particular. Even Frozen. There was this little girl in the beginning of the cosplay competition. She was so cute, and like she didn't want the show to end, so she kept going, running around the stage. It was so funny. It was so cute. There was also this K-pop. I didn't realize how popular K-pop was. I'm not much of a K-pop listener myself, but they went on for like 15 to 20 minutes for their act, and it was music after music after music, song after song after song, and it was really, really great. The energy that was in their performance was amazing. There was another cosplayer who played the Enchanted Rose from what's it called? From Beauty and the Beast. They said this was funny. The MC mentioned that they should have had her for the as a last show, because at the end her flowers just she had flowers on her head and all that, but in the very end she picked them up. They helped her, but she picked them up. Her flowers just like they dropped down off her head. It was part of the act. Let me just get some karak here so I can get some energy. There was also a lot of how should I say this? A lot of cosplays as well as vendors in particular. This one, if you're interested in cosplay, there's this guy named Khaled Projects. He has an Instagram page. He does 3D printing when it comes to glass or plastic or fiber, and he does everything. You know, he gives you the entire costume. One time I saw this. He told me he did Red Hood, like he did the mask, the armor, and everything. And not, he doesn't just do the mask. He does it with a mechanical way. He adds electronics or something, or a handle or anything to make it so that you can take out the mask of your costume, and it will be professional. It's like he even made a Darth Vader, as he told me. So you can actually get the Darth Vader voice, and you can even, once he takes off the mask, you can hear the sound off of it. It was so amazing. He adds effects, electronics, and he even adds handles or something like that, so you can take off the mask without looking like an amateur hour. So it takes you 2 seconds instead of 2 hours to take off the mask. He's actually made cosplay much, much more easier. Believe it or not. I actually prefer it that way. I might be getting back to cosplay thanks to him. Man, I don't want... and the days where I used to cosplay, it was so tiring, but it was fun, honestly. You know, it's different for me. I used to cosplay as a samurai, for some people, for those of you who know me. So when it came down to it, there were also a lot of gaming competitions out there. Besides the cosplay competition, there was also a gaming competition. Sponsored by Zawaya Gaming, if I'm not wrong. They were the ones who were holding the esports side of it. They were doing Street Fighter, Tekken, and various other arcade games. They were also showcasing some certain games out there. There was even this one in particular I will remember forever. There was this company called RoboSyn. They had a small booth, and in that booth they were they were showcasing Optimus Prime. Yes, Optimus Prime. He can transform. He was this tall, you know, this tall. Yeah. All right. And he can do almost anything. All right. He can transform by voice command. He can do other things based on voice command, and he can do other things as well. You know, he can even run. He can do push-ups. He can transform. He can do a karate chop. He can shake your hand, and it's all done by voice command. Plus, you can customize him in an app which is provided by the company, so that you can give him customizable movements and all that. And pretty amazing, if you ask me. You know, it's pretty freaking amazing. I have to say, when I saw it, I was blown away. They're also conducting sort of experiment with Robosen, Robosen. All right, look them up on Instagram and Google. They got a whole company. They also do business in Qatar. So if you guys are interested, definitely go for it. You know, for those collectors and geeks out there who love to collect robots and all that, I know Qatar Robot would be interested. So they got Optimus Prime transforming in the middle of the desk. He goes truck mode, you know, 80s style truck mode. I was like, wow. Just wow. You know? Which made it so much cooler. And like I said, they're conducting experiments at the moment. They're working on something called ARC, Advanced Robotic Companion. Now, I did a small interview with this guy called Cody. Cody explained to me that they're working on certain AIs that are going to revolutionize the robotic toy industry in particular. They are going to make like robot companions, small robot companions, this tall, you know what I mean? And it looks freaking cool. The idea sounds cool, but to implement it will most likely take time. You know, how to program the robot, how to get it to learn and everything like that, how to get the algorithm. And what they told me was kind of, it sounded time consuming, you know, because as they told me in Robosen, the booth they had, it's easier to program a 2-meter robot than a small one, which is not that bad, but honestly, 2 meters? All right, fine. Okay, you can definitely go for a 2-meter robot, but let me get my phone on low battery mode here so it doesn't run out, because I'm checking the comments on Instagram as we speak. By the way, doors open for any questions on Comic-Con if anybody's interested. Oh, by the way, I got a small surprise. I wanted to save it until the end of the show, but the show's probably not going to be that long this week. So I wanted to show you guys something very, very cool. Just waiting to see how it looks like on Instagram. Yep. All right. I'm going to lift it a little higher so everyone can see. That is an autograph by Matt Smith, a.k.a. Doctor Who, a.k.a. Damien Targaryen, the actor. He was there in Comic-Con, and I got his autograph. Yay! All right. I know that sounded a little bit cringy and geeky, but hey, deal with it. There were actually lots of panels out there. I am actually, for anyone who actually follows our YouTube channel, they would notice that I got the entire panel. It was called Doctors, Dukes, and Dragons, Riveting Journey of Matt Smith. So he was talking about his entire career as Doctor Who. Actually, it was more about Doctor Who and Daemon Targaryen rather than that Duke and his role in the crown, basically. He was in the crown, but, or I think he is. I'm not sure again. I'm sorry, I don't follow the crown. I mostly, but I do follow House of Dragons. And honestly, I can't wait for season 2. You also managed to tell us in the panel that they're gonna start filming House of the Dragon in in the middle of April. All right, so they're gonna start filming it in April. For those of you who do know or don't know. So we definitely won't see House of the Dragon season 2 until 2024, as we stated before in some of our earlier posts, and as we stated before in some of our other recent posts about House of the Dragon. They also had Hayden Christensen. Who else? That guy who played the role of Gollum. Gollum would be what's his name? Andy Serkis. Circus. What did I say? Sorry, Andy Serkis. Circus. Why did I keep saying that? So they had Hayden Christensen, Matt Smith, Andy Serkis, Christopher Sabat, who played Vegeta and Piccolo and various other roles in Dragon Ball Z. They also had Zach. Sorry, I'm just looking up his name. Zach. Well, basically the voice of Tanjiro on the dub. Zach Yeah, Zach Aguilar. Or whatever it is. But yeah, that's him. If you could see that. Sorry, I just wanted to get the name right. Various other artists. And there were I did also, if you noticed, I uploaded a video recently of my interview with Kihara Sensei. Now, this guy is the producer of Gundam Seed Destiny, Code Geass. Alright? Code Geass. And what was it? Also, some various other Ghibli movies. You know? I did also ask him in the end if he would be willing to join Qatar and come into geekdom. And he said he would love to. If the invitation is open, come on in, you know? He said, we're minna otaku daro? Meaning we're all otaku, aren't we? I actually love that. The fact where someone used the word otaku without sounding very condescending. When he said it, I was overwhelmed. He had a small presentation about called Bringing Gundam Seed to Life. So the particular interview that I did with him was talk about the dangers that we see every day through AI. AI has recently been becoming part of the content creation methodology. Yeah, that's right. Content creation methodology. People actually use AI for creating subtitles, editing videos, enhancing audio, things like that. You know, when you become a content creator, you know, you tend to have a lot of methods to do it. You know, and with the advancement of technology these days and open sources. Who knows? I recently used We Are Nova, an AI open source program, which allows me to actually add subtitles to videos. And amongst other things, you know, there are other things too it could do. But I never knew that it actually was very accurate. It was around 80 to 90% accurate. Because I was using the free version, I only used it on the Q&A on what's it called? The Matt Smith Q&A, the Matt Smith Q&A on our channel. It was very good. It actually saved me a lot of time, considering the fact that I didn't have to do a lot of it myself. There were some corrections here and there, but once you pay for it, it starts learning. That's how it works. Once you pay for it, it starts learning, and then the algorithm starts working on its own. When it comes to the free version, there's no learning. So as a content creator, you'll have to use We Are Nova with payment, to get the full benefits. That's one of the things. There are also other things, like for example, so as you saw, I got the autograph of Matt Smith, Doctor Who, and Daemon Targaryen. I couldn't get Hayden Christensen. Christensen, yes, it's Christensen, who played Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. There were lines, and it was also kind of expensive. They actually charge you a very hefty amount for every single autograph. But what can you do? If you can get one, you can get one. At least it proves you were still there, among other things, You can see also I did the roundup in our Instagram and YouTube video, where you see the entire layout, most of the entire layout of Comic-Con. The entire layout was very precisely and accurately made. They did not waste space. Plus, there's plenty of walking room around. Geekay had their own place in the middle, and they got that big sign. You probably saw it in the video. They got some retro based. They got some retro based stuff. Like for example, they had PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, some of the old GameCube, Dreamcast, all that stuff. Yeah, it was pretty nice, really. There was also a couple of other stuff too. Action figures, so many action figures. I even saw Grendizer in black and gold. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought you were always going to see his, more, how should I say this, more classic colors, the classic Grendizer look, especially with the new game coming out, UFO Grendizer, UFO Robo Grendizer, Feast of the Wolves, and that is a game I actually would love to play, Grandad's always been a hero of mine ever since I was a kid, and honestly, it makes me want to see the anime again, get my mind refreshed before the game comes out. Forget about it. The amount of figures that were out there were amazing. There were tall ones, big ones, small ones, chibi ones, all around. You even got some of the classics, like Saint Seiya, Slam Dunk characters, Kuroko no Basket. Well, not a classic, but still was there, Captain Tsubasa, aka Captain Majid. Everything was just amazing, Oh, I would love to, and like I said earlier, 2 days later, I said it today in the afternoon, 2 days later, and I miss Comic-Con. I don't miss filming the entire thing because I was going there for work, but I really miss Comic-Con. I wish I could have gotten everything. I really do. I wish I've gotten all the panels. I wish I would have gotten everything for you guys so that you could see Comic-Con as I do. You know what I mean? I would love to do all the panels. But what can we do? It is what we do. We're all human. But next year, inshallah, I'll definitely have... I'll have someone on my team. And I'll be sure to have more videos and more panels to film. Next year is coming, so who knows? I'll probably, if I can, cover Geekdom next weekend, which is Geek End. Sounds like something that I would love to see, honestly, and it's all about vendors. Maybe I'll get something too. More karak. I need more karak. Please don't pay attention to this guy. He's actually... Alright, and first thing first, banning. Yeah, message deleted, thank God. You know, just when I thought I actually had a new follower or a new subscriber, turns out to be fraud. Sorry about that, but yeah, what are you gonna do? So let's get back. There are lots of classics out there, and Comic-Con particularly is that made me really, really cringy to a point, as well as, you know, get back to the old childhood thing. And everyone there was super friendly, you know, super friendly. Sometimes when you walk up to a cosplayer or anything like that, you know, you want to take a picture. Yeah, of course. Always remember, you gotta treat the cosplayer nicely. You know, they can get harassed easily, you know. So treat them nicely. Thank them. Ask them, please, may I? And always thank them after you take the picture or video, you know? And if you want them to say something, you know, just say something, you know, like a catchphrase or anything like that. It's all, I mean, they are friendly people as long as you're friendly with them. You know what I'm saying? What else? So, yeah, so we talked about the figures, the gaming. There were lots of shows there too. Besides, you had the autograph panels, autograph sessions for all the stars that were there, and it was epic, really. I mean, what else? What else? And I'm drawing a blank here. Maybe I'll try and remember some of the stuff that I did. All right. Oh yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about the cosplay competition. So, the cosplay competition was okay, very okay. It was amazing. All right, so the cosplay competition. First, you start off with the kids category. So you see what the kids were doing. First, you got a kid, the first little girl, this tall, you know, very cute, cute as a button. She played Elsa from Frozen. Right. Next, there was a couple of Tanjiros, and one Tanjiro had his sister Nezuko. What else? Detective Conan, aka Muhakkik Conan. And what are you gonna do, right? And I think there was a Naruto in there somewhere. You know, what are you gonna do? So, next, there was also a guy who played Dante. It was freaking amazing. When he played Dante, it was amazing, you know? There was this girl who was the enchanted flower from Beauty and the Beast. There was also what else? What else? Besides that, there was this group called Anime DXB. They were, should I say, they pretty much do some sort of skit where they all dance together, you know, and it is pretty amazing. You know, they do a music video together, and it's like a music video thing where they all go together and come together, and they all dance and do the number and everything. It was awesome. I did manage to shoot it, but it'll take me some time to like put it together and make it as one video instead of multiple videos. So just bear in mind when we do that, it will take some time. But all in all, it was nice. All right. Just taking a quick break to check on the messages here. And we're back. So, gaming wise, I don't think there was much in terms of gaming in that Comic Con. It was more about esports, um, showcasing figures, robos, and everything like that. Comics. Oh yes, comics. Yes, I forgot about that. Well, how can you have Comic Con without the comics? You know what I'm saying? So they had this multiple booths called for manga Arabiya, Arabic manga. So they had manga dubbed in Arabic, which was amazing. Really, I wish we had that here. You know, you'd have a lot of people reading manga here if it was dubbed in Arabic. I mean, really, not everyone here either. Not everyone here speaks or talks in English, and if they do, they just it's the basic stuff. So if they had manga in Arabic, it would have been nice. My friend Aziz, actually, if I'm not wrong, um, he told me once that he would like to have the what's it called? Some animes made in. I'm thinking. Yeah, not dubbed. So he would like to have some of the animes, more subtitled in Arabic. Some people prefer the subtitles in Arabic rather than English, and there's also some people like to read manga in Arabic rather than English. It depends on the brain. You know, people prefer to hear Arabic language when it comes to the. Uh, Hold on, let me just here. So when it comes to the Arabic language, they prefer to see. They prefer when it comes to Arabic language and when it comes to manga. Some people may prefer Arabic more than English. Although to be honest, the mainstream is always going to be Japanese, English, other languages, then probably Arabic. But it's never. But it will probably be in the mainstream for many of the Gulf countries and the Middle East and also the North Africa. You know, for people who love manga in particular, they will be ecstatic when it comes to reading it in Arabic. You know, lots of comic books out there, Funkos all around from an official Funko Games company. You know. And when I was getting out of the airport, I knew I saw one guy in a trolley, with his trolley, you know, and I knew he was at Comic Con, you know, and I knew he was at Comic Con because I saw he had a Funko bag, Geekay, and some other stuff. So I know he was definitely at Comic Con. I just hope his stuff got there safely, you know, to whatever country he's come from. Man, honestly, it was a blast. And when I got to hear Matt Smith talking during his Comic Con panel, it was nice. It's nice to see that he's a cool dude. Really, it's a shame though he doesn't have social media. Come to think of it, a lot of celebrities out there don't have social media. It's not exactly paramount for certain celebrities to have social media. You know, they think it's not probably to do with the harassment. They probably didn't want more harassment stuff that's done out there, so that they wouldn't. Just give me a minute. Sorry, just checking the sound on Instagram. It's all good. Glad you guys can hear me. Would love at least to hear one comment on Instagram, or YouTube, or Twitch. Come on, I'm open up for questions here, so go right ahead. Anybody who's got questions about Comic Con Abu Dhabi, that's why it's called the Middle East Comic Con in the title. So, like I said, Matt Smith, cool dude, honestly. And I was the guy who actually shouted Lord of the Rings in the video where the Q&A, or was it in the comic? It was no wait, it was in the comiccon panel. Yeah, it was in the comiccon panel. Yeah. So I was the one who actually said, well, sorry, a little bit tired, but anyway. So I'm the one who actually said Lord of the Rings. Now, the way I see it, if you guys can agree with me, Matt Smith can pull off an elf in Lord of the Rings, honestly. We've seen what the wig looks like in House of Dragons when he wears it. And he's becoming so mainstream as Doctor Who and as Daemon Targaryen. So if he plays an elf, whatever role in the new Lord of the Rings movies that Warner Brothers wants to make, you know. So they've already made the old ones back in the day in the 2000s, you know, before 2010. I don't remember what years were that. There was, I think it was 2003, 4, and 5. Man, there was the longest movies in my life. But going back, so if they managed to make another Lord of the Rings movies, I'd say Matt Smith will be also a good candidate for one of the elven roles. Wow, what is that? Elven roles, you know? Regardless of what's been happening on Rings of Power or anything like that, I'd say a good elven role for Matt Smith would be might be open to for discussion if anyone's willing, you know. Wait for those comments now, guys. Well, anyway, I'll keep going for a couple more minutes. So, back to this. So I didn't. Most of the stuff. Sorry. Most of the stuff I'm basing is because I only saw Matt Smith's Comic-Con panel, and I didn't get to see the others. So, if I had at least seen Hayden Christensen, I would at least ask him a Star Wars question or here and there. Things. I would say also that one of the reasons you can. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Man, I really prefer to have someone here next to me. Why isn't there anyone next to me? What can we do? Well, so, well, yeah, maybe I can. I'll definitely mention this. So, in my interview with Kiara Sensei, I talked to him about some of the dangers of AI and animation, and some of the dangers of animation becoming diluted and is particularly no longer used. Instead, they'll be using more CGI and AI based graphics. So, because of the fact that anime and always has been their usage of animation, which would be a lot of usage of manpower, you know, because you're doing this by hand, you know. Some of them may be using, like, let's say, certain software which you're able to draw, but it does not mean that they are not facing the danger of AIs getting out there. You know what I mean? AIs are going to be a danger for certain content creators, but when it comes to like platforms such as anime and movies and TV shows that use AI and that may use AI, yeah. So when I talked to him about it, he told me this as because of the fact that the Japanese, they respect the essence of anime. So the very fact that they respect the essence of anime, will give them more and more confidence that they will be that they will continue to use animation, traditional animation, because the market's going to ask for it. You know, think of it this way. Let me give you a primary example. Dragon Ball superheroes. Now, the entire movie was done in CGI. Honestly, it looked like you're watching a video game. The graphics were nice. There is no question in that. The graphics were nice. The movie was nice. The movie was epic. Yes. But we all love to see traditional animation, you know? At least when it came to the movie Dragon Ball Super Broly, which is the movie that came before it, you know? The movie was a mixture between animation, traditional animation, and CGI. It's one of the fears that I've been having really lately, because of the fact when I heard his presentation, I hoped that it would be that he would talk about it, and he did talk about it. A couple of guys did ask him during a Q&A of that presentation, and I actually asked him a question: would Gundam continue to compete with Super Robot Wars in the future? Or, well, they are actually currently, because, Super Robot Wars are super robots, in particular, are bigger than Gundams, because, they're like 80 meters tall or more, while a Gundam is smaller than that, which makes them, smaller. Gundams are particularly known to be, they're piloted suits. So when it comes to comparing them to super robots, there's usually no comparison, as they're slightly more smaller, might be more smaller than slightly, but all in all, the only way for them to compete is only during game collaborations like Super Robot Wars or other games like that, where you have super robot collaborations. All right, what's next? So I did ask him about that, and in our interview, I was asking him about the dangers of AI in the mainstream that is becoming more and more mainstream. So with AI these days becoming more and more mainstream, it might be hopefully they'll continue to use traditional animation than they do with what's it called? AI. It's one of the reasons why we grew up with some of the other traditional animations, anime from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, and until today, 2023. It's exactly the reason why anime is very popular here in the Middle East. We all know how it is, really. Think about it. Would you rather watch a complete robotic made anime? Think of it this way. If an AI made characters, they would be made just like that, They'll be made. But they wouldn't have much structure. It wouldn't have essence. It wouldn't have spirit. Probably one of the reasons why it would make it a bad choice for traditional anime to be replaced by AI. Can't say more than that, honestly. And it is a reason why we should, keep watching more anime with the traditional style. Going back to the topic a little, so comiccon was again amazing, and I really miss it, and I hope to go back there again next year. And I hope to actually cover Geek End next weekend, hopefully, and I will love to hear any comments from people right now. What can I do? Well, here's hoping. thanks everyone for actually whoever tuned in. I'm actually gonna wrap this up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page, on our Twitter, on our YouTube, on our Twitch, Facebook, everything. All called Qatartainment. You can see them right there below, right there. See, all Qatartainment. That's all of us on social media. I'll see you guys all next week. Hopefully, with next week, it'll be a more riveting conversation, and I hope to hear from you all next week. And hopefully next week I'll have a co-host with me. If not, then I'm sorry. Probably won't have a won't do an episode. Can't exactly do every preparations on my own. Solo wise, it would be nice to actually be on Instagram, but I don't think I have the capabilities for that. But next week, inshallah, I will definitely try my best to have a better, more riveting episode for you guys. So until then, this is Sengoku KTR from Qatartainment, wishing you all a good night, and I'll see you all next week on Qatartainment, hopefully on episode 25. If not, I'll just see you. Bye.